Assassin's Creed codename Red has been called Assassin's Creed Shadows, and they just released the first trailer for the game, man, and which launches later on this year on November 15th. It'll have 3 specific editions. They have Standard, Gold, and Ultimate. Standard goes for 70, Gold 110, Ultimate 130. Actually, and they have a 4th. If you do want to sign up for Ubisoft Plus, you can get you know, for $17.99 a month, you can go ahead and get you 100 and plus Ubisoft games, it said. So, so yeah, if that's something that you wanted to do, you know, it comes with a couple perks like the Seasons Pass. The Assassin's Creed Season Pass comes with a bonus quest on day 1 with additional unlockable content. And if you pre-order it, you get another bonus quest called Throne to the Dogs. So they have in this game, they have 2 protagonists, right? They have one, which is this is crazy that I gotta explain this, but hey, they got one is the samurai Yasuke, right? An African man who became a retainer in service to a Japanese warlord, Oda Nobunaga. And on the website for Ubisoft, they said that they wanted to go. The creators decided to include Yasuke in the game because they wanted a samurai character whose story was open-ended enough to allow for creativity. Adding that there are still plenty of questions and speculation surrounding Yasuke, though, according to the article. And the second protagonist is Naoe. Naoe. Let me if I mispronounce that, sorry about that. But which is a shinobi character whose opposition to Nobunaga's war initially pits her against Yasuke, while Naoe is a fictional character. Her father is a real-life historical figure, Shinobi Fujibayashi Nagato. So after I read all that stuff to you, I'm gonna toss it to you first, Skell. Even though there is no gameplay for the game inside of this trailer that we just saw, what are your initial feelings about the game coming out in the near future?
Initial feelings are I'm actually geeked. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't touched an Assassin's Creed in a minute. I've always wanted to, but that Ubisoft Connect and just I don't feel like dealing with it sometimes. Like every time I'll boot it up like Game Pass, Assassin's Creed, Valhalla, and all these things. I'm like, man, I just don't feel like dealing with the Ubisoft interfaces and stuff. But whatever. Not to get on there, but I'm talking about the game right now. Geeked. I'm actually geeked about. I've been waiting on Assassin's Creed to be in Japan. I'm a big fan of everything that has to do with Japan for the most part. So this is the one that I'm definitely going to hop into. Ubisoft Connect, here I come, or the Plus or whatever. Yeah, I'm subscribing. We're doing it. So I'm geeked though, dude. And then I'm not like, see, hey, it's Yasuke. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yasuke, yeah.
That's fucking fire. I've heard about this story from Nova a bunch of times about him. It's like, bro, he needs a game or a movie or something, hands down. So I think this happening is it's really cool. And a 2-character split is really cool. And you get to be a foreigner and a native. So I think that's cool. Like, I think overall it's going to be really good. I do wish they had gameplay. See, them cinematic trailers don't do shit for me because the game could not be that. But I think the concept is good enough to go hard. So initial thoughts are I'm geeked.
Definitely. What about you, Viking? What are your initial thoughts?
Well, I'm excited I get to play as a black samurai with a big dick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll just
what?
Just slanging it out there. Just slanging it out there. I'm just kidding.
What are you on?
I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking around. No, there's a lot to discuss about this game. I think their choice with Yasuke is so fucking good because he does have an open-ended a more flexible background because people don't know what happened to him after certain events. People don't know his before he was brought in by what are they called? The Jesuits. Jesuits. People don't know like before that what his, you know what I'm saying, what his background was too much. So there's a lot of flexibility in that. And you still get to play as a Japanese character, as a shinobi, which is so fucking cool. But here I got some notes or whatever on the actual gameplay that super excites me. Okay. So they named it Shadows, right? So light and dark is a major part of Assassin's Creed. They have a new global illumination system that creates dynamic light and shadows that affect enemy vision. You can now hide in shadows and even create darkness by destroying lanterns or killing torch carriers. And there's a light meter on the UI that shows how well concealed you are. You can now crawl, like, or going prone, which is like the first time Assassin's Creed's allowed you to do that. Naoe has a grappling hook, which is pretty dope. Has there been a grappling hook on other Assassin's Creeds? Syndicate. But Syndicate, I think, had zip line type of grappling hook, I think. And yeah, you get to play as a shinobi, which is not. Oh, how do you pronounce her name? Naoe,
I think, or whatever.
Yeah. So she's skilled at stealth. And Yasuke he's bigger, but he can still use stealth, but of course he's a bigger size or whatever, so like he won't be able to be fully silent. And then as a samurai, Yasuke is able to use his weapon to block, but Naoe, is that how you pronounce? That's it, Naoe?
I don't think it's now. It's probably like Naoe, maybe.
Naoe, okay, is able to engage in combat, but she's not able to block or parry.
Okay,
so that will be really fucking like cool to switch between the two. You also can finish most of the missions with either or. So like it doesn't do it to where like you have to finish the mission with this person, or like get like you have like a lot of flexibility in how you want to play. Each weapon has its own skill tree. Both characters have their own individual skill trees and gear, and they share XP and collected weapons, which is dope. They have a transmog system. You can build your own katana by gathering components. It's like they're adding all this stuff that's usually like patches. Like transmog is usually like something they add like later on down the line. They upgraded the new anvil system engine that they use. So like you're gonna have seasonal systems. So you'll go through spring, summer, autumn, winter, and the current season is dictated by your own progress through the campaign in order to maintain historical accuracy. And there are steps at each period. And then the seasons are unique, linked to gameplay. So like spring and summer, when plants bloom and flower, there'll be bushes and long grass to hide in. Autumn and winter, those plants will die. That's removing hiding spots. Also, water freezes.
All this sounds so dope, bro.
Yeah. Potentially giving away your icicles will form on rooftop edges. They can fall to disturb or distract your enemies. Seasons also affect NPC behavior. So in the summer, enemy samurai can cut through bushes in search of you. In the winter, foes stay closer to fire and warm places, opening up colder paths for you to take. A fully dynamic weather system. So they have like severe weather, deep fog, howling wind, snow impact. So it's like fully dynamic, which is super dope. And the storm has opportunity to mask your footsteps. Now, this is crazy. So the world features a detailed ecology system. So in the spring, for instance, the wind will blow gusts of pollen that will spawn trees and replicate a real ecosystem.
Yo, they was out here cooking in the design phase. They was cooking.
Definitely not on last gen consoles.
No, it's not on last gen.
Hell no.
Yeah, most main quests can be completed by either character, allowing more freedom for your approach. However, both characters have their own specific missions, as well as a bespoke introduction quest, or bespoke, sorry. And you can build up a spy network with agents who can be sent on missions to gather intelligence on your targets. They are fucking cooking on this one.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait to see the cherry blossom, man. I know that's gonna be fucking fire on this game. They have to do it right. So Tsushima killed all the deep. As far as Japan aesthetic, like man, Tsushima got it on top, but this is gonna be crazy.
Yeah, bro. People got mad because, like, you know, there's been a lot of controversy over you know, what is up with people's, like, especially people like in America, a certain sect of people like have a really big hard on for the Japanese. It's so fucking weird to me. Like, it's like a fetish almost. Like, I don't understand it. Like, I get appreciation and all that stuff, but like, boy, some of these people be going like straight overboard with all of it, you know.
Like,
And then it's all, well, it's like, what's that game? Neo. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
You played as a white samurai, straight up white dude. Nobody said nothing. You know what I mean? Nobody said a word. Okay. And so if you take race out of it, because people are like, well, it's not about race, it's about it being in Japan, right? So like when the Assassin's Creed game is in North America, you play as an Indian. When you play it in Italy, you play as an Italian. When you know what I mean? So like they have that, right? But you also have Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which is my favorite Assassin's Creed. My favorite.
Yeah.
Right? But it's set in the West Indies. And you play as a Welsh guy named Edward. Now I get it. It's part of the story. But so is Yasuke. It's part of some history. It's part of the story. Shut the fuck up. I'm tired of really. Oh, and the racists have came full force on all this shit, bro. It is ridiculous. And then almost to the point to where like now they're trying to discredit Yasuke as being a samurai. They keep on saying he was a retainer, not a samurai. Okay. I got something here for you. Let me just scroll up really quick. I just go, what's a samurai? And first thing on Wiki, samurai were the hereditary military noble and officer caste of medieval and early modern Japan, right? They were well-paid retainers of the daimyo, the great feudal landlords. A retainer is a samurai, jackasses.
Bro, it's literally like that in One Piece. Odin and his retainers, they're samurais. It's like,
what are we talking about?
They're bodyguards, essentially. Like, that's I don't.
Which is essentially what he was doing when he ran into Nobunaga. Actually, he was bodyguarding for the Jesuit that he was escorting at the time. So
I think it's just crazy because the fact that he even got to be that up there as a foreigner is like, come on, bro. What are you? This is an underdog type of story. Like, of course, he probably was getting so much shit talked to him in Japan, like for the status that he got. Come on, man. Like, you don't think he already went through all that shit? In that time period too? What?
No. Yeah, bro, it's crazy. It's like historical accuracy. I played Valhalla. I love Valhalla, but listen, it's not a historical fact that you actually get to go to Valhalla and fight Fenrir. Like, that's not a thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not. Yeah.
It's also not real to fly off of a 7-story building and land in hay and be okay.
Yeah. You call a bird and it downloads the map to your UI, bro. Shit, not real.
Come on, man.
Grim, why are you saying he wasn't a samurai? Grim, why are you saying he wasn't a samurai? When a retainer is a samurai, by all accounts, everything you look up historically or from historians, even the Japanese, they say he's a samurai. You know what? A Japanese game called Samurai Warriors 5, built by 100% Japanese studio, had Yasuke in it, and they called him in his bio a samurai. Where y'all getting this?
I don't know, man. And this is why I think that the conversation is a good conversation to have, but the people who need to listen will not. So you know what I'm saying? Because I think that like the first it came out, oh, he didn't exist. Okay, well then people start finding stuff to show that he does exist, right?
Yeah.
And then the people like, okay, well maybe he did exist, but he wasn't a samurai, right? And then you find accounts that he was a samurai, aka a retainer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, like he was highly regarded too, like as an intellectual being. Also carried the weaponry for the daimyo at the time. It's like what else did he need to do for real? Like
right,
it's Japanese,
right? And then they try to make it seem like there are no Black people in general in that part of the world, which is also not true. Right. So it's just weird. It's almost like we're trying to rewrite history out of feelings. Like, hey,
speaking of rewriting history, you saw they tried to rewrite the wiki page for him and giving Grimm Jr. his talking points right here 50 times. Since the day the game dropped, it was changed 50 times.
That's crazy.
Grim, you're gonna have to put that link in the chat, bro. Put the link in the chat. You know these are bad arguments. Okay, he won't do it. All right, stop talking, Grim. What else? So what else do y'all think about? Like I just gave off those big some of the details with what out of those did anything excite y'all the most? Probably out of
I know at least from the cinematic trailer, I like the kind of the war parts of it, how it's like a bunch of people and they're scrapping on like the fields, having like actual like war battles. I'm excited to kind of do that part for sure. See what that's like.
Man, for me, I'm interested in the changing world, bro. Like all of those things that's happening in the world and like different seasons and you can interact with different things. Man, I'm excited about those types of things, bro. Like to be honest.
I'm not excited about the PC state and what it's going to take to run this game, but I mean, I'm gonna be all right now. But like, bro, that sounded like it's going to tax on your system. Beautiful stuff, but hopefully I can. Well, hopefully most people can at least get medium settings. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be rough.